Thank you, everybody, for being here. We have head coach Jonatan Giráldez. Jason, go ahead and kick us off.
Hi, Jonah. Thanks for speaking with us today.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Uh, I wanted to first start out thinking about the season to this point. I know it's been kind of a chop and change, to say the least. You've had to improvise quite a bit. Um, how far have you had to go from maybe your thoughts on what the season was going to be as of, January, February, where you were planning your training sessions, you're planning what the year's progression would be. I imagine it's probably deviated a little bit between then and now.
Yes, being honest, the beginning of the preseason has been or was different in the way that we are preparing games right now. And you know why? I think the most important thing when we are preparing games and being the head coach with the responsibility to help the players to get the 3 points, I have to take the advantage of the player that we have. And we cannot ask them more to the players that I am asking now because they are, giving their best to survive in games, away, at home, and we are getting points. We are winning important games, but at the same time, we know that we are far away from the level that we want to show in this season. But in the end of the day, when you are having bad news in terms of players' availability and you are getting the 3 points when you are playing games, that's the most important thing because this team knows how we have to compete. It doesn't matter who is playing, who is attacking, who is defending. We have to compete and have the same identity. And I think in the way that we are competing, I cannot be happier than I am because all the players are giving their best.
I did want to ask, I'm sure you're not surprised that there's a availability question at this point, but I know from Wednesday, Ashley Hatch was able to do some of her work. I know you said that it's still, you have to watch how she reacts. Up to today, how has she reacted to the increased workload as she goes through the concussion protocol?
She has reacted pretty well. Being honest, today she has made a full training session, so we'll have no problems to think that Hachi is gonna be available.
Thanks so much. I'll pass the mic here.
Okay.
Annie, go ahead.
Sorry. Hi, John. Another quick availability question is just about Casey Krueger. Wondering if you could share any information about her injury and maybe her timetable.
She's doing well. In the end of the training session right now, she was training with Brit. They just were training alone, but she's gonna be available soon. She's having good feelings, so let's see how she's progressing next week to see what is the best for her and also for the team.
Thanks. And then obviously we've seen some progress in the way the team is building up over the course of this season, building up through their attack. Um, how do you view the challenge of coping with Gotham's kind of intense pressing style for the team's progress?
It's gonna be a good test for us because they are one of the best teams pressing high and in mid block. They don't like to defense mid or low block. They are just trying to jump all the time, and they are getting important chances during the game due to the good press that they are capable to do. So for us, it's gonna be a good test. We've been practicing some situations that we wanna solve in the best possible way. And in the end of the day, it's the capacity that we have during the game to get success in those situations. We need to identify the spaces um, in the way that we want to attack it. And for me, playing, against an amazing team with amazing players doing a so good job pressing high, we need to see how is the level right now that we have building up, because for sure we are going to play against one of the best teams in this league.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Over to Jeff.
Thanks, Sam. Thanks, Jonah, for doing this. Just keeping with the trend a little bit, I know you've spoken about Trinity, but do you have any further idea in this, week gone now of kind of what the timeline looks like, or what does the communication even look like at the moment?
No, being honest, we don't have the deadline right now. We spoke the other day. This situation is being managed by the medical service and US medical doctors too. So right now, I have to be focused with the players available and obviously try to support her in these moments. So in terms of deadline, I cannot tell you something because right now is not the moment to speak about it.
Okay, thank you. And from the news of today of a D2 league, reserve opportunities, what have you seen in terms of the need for that in your time here, and maybe how does that compare to what you've seen in Europe?
I think I've been speaking several times about that. The 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 type of games that you have to do when you play away is so competitive. We won all games that we have played on the road. That's beautiful news. But in the end of the day, we need to keep doing well when we play at home. We have only lost one game playing at home against Kansas, but we did a good job that game. I was happy in that game. And in the other day, what we had to do is prepare all the games, as a final. I think is the biggest change, the biggest difference that I had personally in the past, if you compare with Spain or also with Europe. So it's been challenging for me. So I'm very happy to be here and help the players to progress and in the end of the day win games.
Sorry, if I could just clarify, just meaning I'm like in terms of the player development, maybe at the
Ah,
the
perfect.
opportunities that they have of what you've seen here, like players that aren't maybe getting minutes, but maybe need them to progress, and at least to date that doesn't really exist here, or the opportunities are only just starting to grow. Like, what do you see as that need for that here, and how does that compare to what you've seen elsewhere?
Okay, sorry, I was
Oh, no
confused.
problem, no problem.
Look, I think we, as a team, we are a good example in terms of young players. Everything what we saw last season. And when I speak about the opportunities, I don't think that I am giving opportunities. I give, the chance to play all players who deserve to play. That's my way. I don't. For me, it doesn't matter the age, if they have experience or not. It's about how competitive the players are when they are training, everything what they show, and they deserve to play. I think we have good examples in the team last season. Kate Bisner in the beginning of the season, she went injury, but she was showing an amazing profile in training sessions, so she played. Krueger, Hal, Chloe in the beginning of the season, she played, the final, and then she played the first game that we play on the road. I mean, for me, young players bring a huge energy in training session because they want to show, so that is what they're trying to do is push the oldest players to make sure that the environment in the training session is as much competitive as possible. I think in terms of my experience in Spain, the context environment was easier to find the moment to include young players because the level of the game was not high enough. So when you are winning a game 3-4 nil, that's an easy situation. It's a very comfortable situation to progress and be involved. And here, you need to be capable to compete. You need to deserve to. So that's the biggest change if I have to compare with my experience in Spain.
Thank you.
And we'll wrap up with Ella.
Hi, Jonah. Thanks for being here. When you have a long injury list or at a point of having players come in and out or, just add different levels of availability, how have you been managing that as a coach? And has it changed the way or does it change when you're in this situation, the way that you approach training at all?
Um, I, I always say that, but for me, when we have injuries, we have to see opportunities for other players. In the end of the day, we have to adapt some things in terms of position and also role. And when they have the opportunity to play, they have the opportunity because probably other players are not available. So that's a good point for that players. And as a team, it creates for me a big impact, a huge impact. Because when you perform and when you win games, it doesn't matter who is playing. That's the most beautiful thing for the team, for the environment, for the culture. Try to be as much competitive as possible. It doesn't matter who is playing. So I always like to say that as an opportunity as a team to grow together, especially in the bad moments. We know how easy it is in the good moments when you are winning games, when everyone is healthy, that's easy. But in the bad moments, we have to be there together. And we are showing a huge character as a team, and I am very happy for that. Do I have to adapt some things to prepare the games? Yes, obviously, because the characteristics of the player that we have to play games every week is different. So we have to prepare the games in different ways. But also at the same time, it's an opportunity to be more unpredictable in the way that we are defending and attacking. We are changing every game and even between games, our shape. So I think that's very complicated for the other teams to analyze what we are doing as a team.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Jonah. Thank you, everyone. We will be right back with Esme Morgan.
Thank you.